Hello and welcome to the Crafter's Toolbox. I have a great technique for you today, so let's not waste any time and get down to the tabletop and see what I have. You may have noticed some really soft backgrounds in some of my recent designs, and I've been messing around with my new scrapbook.com brushes and my altenew inks to create these really soft looking gradient backgrounds, and I'm going to show you how I'm doing that today. It's pretty simple, so this will be a short technique. I like to do it on a piece of hardboard or cardboard, and I set up a piece of cardstock that is larger than what I'm going to need for my finished piece. So if I'm doing like an A2 size card, I might take a piece of like 6x6 cardstock instead. And really I only need to tape the top and bottom, just enough for it not to move. Eyeballing those new Sizzix pieces that you can put underneath, so that way you don't have to tape like tops and bottoms. It just goes underneath, and it's kind of like a reusable sticky note. They're out of stock right now, but I can't wait for those to come back in so I can get some. So I got these brushes, and I really am liking them because I kind of have a heavy hand when it comes to blending, which is okay sometimes. Like when I'm using my Distress ink brushes or blenders, I find that I get a lot of ink. So these really help me to have a light touch. And I have 3 right now. I'm going to need to get a few more because this one I've really designated for my neutrals, so like blacks and browns. This one I'm sticking more to like greens and maybe blues on this one. And then this one, purples, pinks. I might get like a few more just so I can have them ready to go for different color families. I mean, I don't have to wash them out. So I'm going to do some dusk today. So before I get started with my brush, I want to make sure that I have any color out of it if I haven't washed it recently. And really, you don't have to wash them after every use. You can, though. So I'm just going to get a little bit of that green out of there because I don't necessarily want that in my ink. So I am using these little cubes. It's all I have. I'm trying to be able to maximize the number of like colors and things that I have. So I'm getting just the little cubes for now just to see how that works. So you can see that I just loaded up the tip, and it's tapered. So it's very easy to just brush back and forth, top to bottom, however you want to do that. So let's do like a top to bottom fade. And I'm just going to do brush strokes back and forth. And you can see that the color, even though this dusk is a very dark color, see, look at how dark that is. It's really super dark. It goes on very light with these brushes. And one thing you'll notice is that you will get like a dark edge if you don't have it taped off. Even if you do have it taped off, there will be a crisp edge here. So that's why I recommend doing a piece larger than what you're going to need, so that way you can cut that dark edge off, especially if you don't want it. And I just keep working it until I get the taper that I'm really looking for. Now, of course, this is just doing a single color, so we are getting a nice fade out as we go, all in the same shade. But if I wanted to, I could go ahead and take another brush, and let's do like this deep iris. And work that in and kind of blend those two colors together. And you can see now, I'm working it up even into the higher area here, how you might be able to get a really cool effect, whether you wanted the color to be striped or you were going for like a sunset, something like that. And that's all there is to it. Like I said, I really like these because I do tend to have a heavy hand, and these really do lighten up the colors spectacularly for me. So I can keep working this panel and create it into whatever I want. You can see some of the samples here. So for this one, I started in the center of the panel and worked my way out in a circular motion like so. and then I die cut the centerpiece out. So the darkest part really was all cut out from this project. From this one, I did something very similar. I started in the center and just worked my way up and tried to stay away from the edges. So again, this was kind of a circle, but I knew most of it was going to be covered. And then this one is a fade, a single color fade that I did from side to side, from right to left, and it just faded it out. So you can see there's a lot of different things that you can do with these fantastic stencil brushes, and messing with color and creating beautiful custom faded backgrounds. I hope you enjoyed this tip and that I get to see you again in another Crafter's Toolbox. But until next time, happy crafting.